Hello there, empty live stream. I think I'm 1 minute early. It's the point where I have to patiently wait and see if I set up everything correctly. Oh yeah, there's a person in here. Just me in person. Presumably it's a person. Maybe it's like a squirrel. It's been trained to watch live streams. Real RTOT, thank you for making it. Looks like it's just me and you. Oh wait, no, there's a few more people. There's a thumbs up. Are we live? Hi, everybody. How you guys doing? Hello, hello. There we go. People are flowing in, piling in, possibly. Hello, hello. How is everyone doing on this fine Tuesday evening? Yes, coming to you live from an undisclosed location. Sean says, I'm working on a forklift watching you. Well, be careful. You know, pay attention to the forklift. Don't impale someone because you're watching me. I don't know. I've never worked on a forklift, which probably doesn't surprise anyone. So I don't know anything about forklift operations. Maybe it's normal to watch, watch full movies while operating a forklift. Aaron King says, are you traveling anytime soon? I honestly don't know how to answer that question. I don't ever really stop traveling. John Cassetta says, hey, Jacob, missed you at the World of Oddities Expo. Yeah, I had a good time. Good time at the World of Oddities Expo. I had never been to one of their shows before, and I had a really good time. Susan Cox says, on a scale of 1 to 10, tell me the scariest. How scary was Top Thrill? It's up there in my top scariest. I think Iron Gwazi might still be my top scariest. And again, I don't ride all the roller coasters, so I'm maybe not the best judge. But yeah, Iron Gwazi, pretty scary. Anthony Slitty says, East Coast and Oddities in one day. Yeah, it was rough. I filmed both in the day. I got to Oddity. I got to East Coast Haunters as it was opening. Got there at 9:30, and then filmed the whole show. Walked around, filmed everything. Got in my car, drove an hour into the city. Luckily, World of Oddities runs later into the evening, so I was actually able to time it out to be able to hit both. But yeah, going to 2 conventions in one day is that's tiring, I'll be honest with you. Skyshark Gaming says, is there an app or site used to look for roadside attractions or oddities? My number one source is Roadside America. They have an amazing app. I think it's only on iPhone, but it's really great with finding finding roadside attractions. Anthony Fachetta is his favorite food at Knoebels. Knoebels, they've really got like an alligator for some reason, and it's really good. So, I'm used to people correcting like me the way I pronounce towns and things like that. But what drives me crazy is people correcting me how I pronounce Knoebels, because 100% that's the right way to pronounce it. I feel like people, and not a lot of people, but a few people, like literally who have not been there, who have not heard anyone pronounce it, are correcting me because maybe they know something else, the word used somewhere else is pronounced differently. But in that context, the theme park is pronounced Knoebels. That is the family that owns the theme park. They still own it. I have met them. They pronounce their last name like that. It's not up for debate. The only people that call it Nobles are people that don't know better. I just, like, I get it. Like, if I come to your town and I pronounce the name wrong, which is something I do, like I pronounce the names wrong all the time. Like, yeah, all fairness, you can correct me. Like, that's 100% fairness. But don't just assume that you know how to pronounce something and that I'm an idiot. Like, what? Like, if you have not been to a place and you have never heard anyone pronounce the name, don't correct people. Like that's just some real internet like nonsense there, that like you sitting in your computer chair, think that you know how to pronounce something better than someone who's actually at the place. So that's my unreasonable rage for the evening. When I bring stuff up like this, it's because I'm literally confused. Like, I am confused on, like, why do they think I'm pronouncing it wrong? Like, I know I'm not. People that are familiar with the park know that I'm not, right? Crazy Larry says, everyone is typing, please respond a little more. You mean like respond to more comments? Is that what you're saying? Crazy Larry says, I've typed 4 times. There's a lot of people in here. There's 399 people in here. I read as many comments as I can. Some I respond to. If I see some question I think is a good question, I will respond to it. Jay Ramsey says, how about Halloween Kills? Yeah. I think I've finally burned out all my rage on Halloween Kills, now that no one even remembers that it ever existed. Jeff Thompson, thank you for the super chat. Says, why is YouTube so bad on notifications? I don't know. If I worried about all the things YouTube did wrong, I would go crazy. BTB 253JR says, how did you like Knoebels opening weekend? Oh, I always have a good time at Knoebels. It's great. I love Knoebels. I didn't get anything to eat. Someone asked me what I had to eat there. Donald Roy, thank you for the super chats. Hi Jacob, Don and Kelly from Roland, Manitoba. Thank you so much for the cameo. Enjoy watching all your videos. Keep up the awesome content. You're very welcome, and thank you. Has my vehicle curse ended? I don't know if it ever ends. It's just it's the law of averages. If you drive so much, if you drive as much new Moldomatic at Glitter Hippo, oh, I gotta get over there. Yeah, last time I was there, the owner told me they were getting a new Moldomatic, but it was in the process. Verge Skeptic says, you going to opening day of the new Country Bear Jamboree attraction? I'd love to, but, you know, for me, coordinating it can be difficult. I travel all over the country, so it's hard to be in Florida to hit all the stuff I want to do. Yeah, it's harder sometimes. It's harder to get out to the west, just because like there's like a patch in the middle of the country that is just very rural. That you have to get through on car. Vicky Challenge is waiting for you to visit Du Bois, Pennsylvania to see Doolittle's Dino's roadside attraction. I've never heard of that. Have I heard about the new Lowe's animatronics? Ask Main Man the mannequin. What you mean for like Halloween? I don't know. Usually kind of wait for them to see them myself when I come to the store. A lot of times, yeah, I don't spoil my I don't spoil my reaction because I save my reaction for the camera, if that makes sense. Jonathan Hosper says, have you heard they're putting out sound effects on Loch Ness Monster at Busch Gardens? I never got a chance to ride the old Loch Ness Monster. It was closed last time I was there. I need to get back there. I haven't rode was it Dark Castle? I need to get out there sometime this summer. I need to do a stop at Busch Gardens. Hey Ryan, how you doing? Nolan says, we back to the Museum of Funeral History in Texas. I would definitely go back there. This was a really good video. That's actually one of my most viewed videos of all time. How many smashed pennies am I up to? I haven't counted them. They're in Piggy Weebles in the car. Jason in Michigan said, Jay, how long did it take to notice the place was a cannabis convention? Well, I walked in, there was a giant marijuana leaf on the wall, and it smelled like marijuana. That was a tip-off. Jeff Thompson says, do you get amazed by how many character actors recognize you at events? For whatever reason, a lot of people in the haunt industry know who I am. I've developed a reputation somehow. Abby Tube says, we consider doing Route 66 again. Yeah, definitely. I'm at SLV or come back to Sylvan Beach, New York to ride Dark Ride Laughland. I love Laughland. I'd love to see what it looks like in the light. I don't know if I get in trouble for taking a flashlight of there. Ryan says, could you say about people in the oddities and curiosities industry? Taz, thank you for the super chats. Hope you and Jenny are doing well. We are, thank you. To Ryan's question, yes, people recognize me at the oddities and curiosities convention, definitely. I would say between the two, because I went to them on the same day, way more people in the haunt industry seem to recognize me. I think it's just it can be somewhat of a tight-knit group. Like, everyone kind of knows everyone. Like, all the big haunts kind of know each other. Dan McCorrison, thank you for the super chat. And yeah, it's kind of a tight-knit community. Yeah, everyone that it's cool. I mean, it's really cool, like getting recognized and having people, seeing people that care about what I do. Blink Music says, what app software do you use to edit your videos? I use a program called Movavi. Have I ever been to the Museum of Surgical Science in Chicago? I have not. Phase Jim says, am I going back to Dorney Park? One thing I talked about this last live stream, Dorney Park's not my favorite. Like, I don't know. It had the day I went, for whatever reason, I just didn't like the vibe. The staff seemed really on edge. The staff seemed really aggressive towards the clientele. And there may be a reason for this. Like, I'm an outsider. But it seemed a very antagonistic relationship between the staff and the guests. Pro Wrestling is Art says, any luck on the camera search? Okay. So I'll give you guys a little sneak peek. I is waiting at home. I ordered the DJI Pocket 3. I'm going to give it a try. I can't promise it's what I'm going to end up using, but I heard enough good things about it where I'm going to try. I'm going to try. I don't like change. I don't want to change. I don't want to start using a different camera. And I'm concerned about using a camera that has such like a different operation for it, like such a different style. Tom Entertainment says low light will be the challenge. Now, I read some people say that it's good low light. It has a low light mode. Again, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be good enough for me. I may have to end up just getting a separate camera for haunts and dark rides. Roadside Explorers Pocket 2 is terrible. Well, I've got the Pocket 3, so maybe they made it better. I don't know. I watched a review that claimed that the low light was remarkable. So I'm gonna see what happens. Oh, some people saying Dorney sucks. Matt Weaver says Best Buy has G7X on their website. No, it's sold out. Like, they have it listed, but it's out of stock, meaning you cannot get it. It's like $1,200 to get a new G7X right now. That's how valuable they are. And the problem I have is they're just too fragile. I can't pay $1,200 for a camera that fragile. It just breaks too much. The other one, like the Sony, what is it? The Sony names are so difficult to differentiate because they're all just like a few numbers apart. But there's like a $700 Sony camera. It kind of looks like the G7X, but its low light is garbage. Believe in Brooklyn says 1 to 10 rating with the new Fire in the Hole. I give it a 9 out of 10. The only thing that I think would have made it a little better if there was more animatronics, a little more movement in the scenes. Someone asked about Vampa Museum. Yeah, I was wanting to go to the Vampire Museum. It's only open on Saturdays and Sundays. Avenger Guy says that's a Sony ZV-1. I don't know. A friend of mine showed me their low light footage, and it looked really bad. There's one I looked at, a Sony I looked at, that's like a little more than $2,000, and it looks like it's good low light, but it's too big. The ZV-E10, and I hate it. See, I'm so sorry. I'd love to have this conversation. I just cannot differentiate between these names. They're so similar. There's like the ZV-1, the ZV-E1, the ZV-1. These are all like different cameras. Ryan says, at the same time, though, did you feel that New Fire in the Hole stayed true to the original as possible? Absolutely. Nate's here and there says, I'm going to get the DJI Action 4 myself. I have the DJI Action. I think I have, I don't know which one I have. The DJI Osmo Action Cam. That's what I use for roller coasters. Again, as far as filming with it, it's got some issues. The ZV-E10 is the same as ZV-1, but with interchangeable lenses. Yeah, that's the thing. J-Ron says DSLR. Like, that would solve all these problems, but it's just a matter of carrying around this giant camera. All the time. And I did talk to another vlogger who vlogs a similar style that I do, and they are having the same issues with finding a camera that I am. And that is see, I want something this small. You know, I want this, but I just want this, really. That would be good. I just want them to start making it again. Just carrying like a monster camera around with me all day, every day. It's just, ugh. Starfisher says they feel bad they can't spend $3 on postcards. No reason to feel bad. Like, you know, that sort of thing's never expected, always appreciated. Mike Bass says I'm planning on going to Waldemere. I love Waldemere. I would be willing to go. It just depends. Depends on where I end up this summer. Will Hughes says I had no idea cameras are so complicated. I am not a camera person. Like, I am not, like, I'm just not good with cameras. I'm not a tech person. I'm planning on, Nerds on the Go West, I'm planning on being a Bigfoot. Yes. So I'm going to play with the Osmo Pocket 3. We'll see how it works out. If, you know. Eli says, what theme park do you have high expectations for and was let down? I don't know. I'm not usually let down. Maybe Dorney was the biggest letdown. I didn't have that big of expectations for Dorney, but like, how was that? Adriana said, any chance I'll do West Coast this year? Yeah, I want to do more West Coast stuff. I'd love to spend just more time out there. It's just, you know, it's hard to get out there. Yeah, I try to get out there at least once a year. Go out west at least once a year. Did Top Thrill exceed your expectations? I don't really know what my expectations were. What's the shadiest theme park I've ever been to? The shadiest theme park? I don't know. I'm trying to think, what's a shady theme park? I don't want to call out a theme park for being shady because, you know, I might get stabbed next time I go there. Stabbed for saying it was shady. The one in Niagara Falls? Okay, maybe that's the Marineland. It's the strangest. It's so weird. Some Six Flags are shady. I don't know. Is Six Flags shady? What theme park has the best food? Here's the thing that most vloggers won't admit, and that is most theme park food is not good. Muse Case, thank you for the super chat. What do you think is an underrated fast food chain? Underrated fast food chain. Underrated. I don't know. I like Del Taco. Is that underrated? I'm trying to think what was like what people don't like that is actually really good. Yeah, I don't know. I don't eat as much fast food as I used to. Pals, hey Pete. Pal sudden service is good. Wiener Schnitzels is good. Jeremy says Epcot is the best food. That's probably accurate as far as the Florida parks go. Experimental prototype channel Dorm says, has everyone ever made comments or been rude to you while filming at theme parks? I mean, you know, besides just people being rude in general, like, I don't think so. Time is at 9:30. I'm a little sleepy. I was out filming today. I think I'm still trying to catch up on rest from doing the 2 conventions in one day. Alice Martinez, what's my favorite ride at Knoebels? Probably the Haunted Mansion, but actually the Black Diamond's a close second. Black Diamond's an awesome ride. Noah Morgan says, hey, Carpenter, being a manager, I was glad we were able to get you a behind-the-scenes tour of Pirates Cove and Wacky Shack. Yes, I love Waldemere. That's the two, like, the Wacky Shack and Pirates Cove, they're so, like, untouched. They're such a classic, you know, dark ride and walk through. Yeah, I'd love to hear when Meow Wolf Houston's coming out. I haven't heard anything about a date or even a rough time frame. Roadside Explorers asked if I'm a member of DAFE. No, I'm not a member. I am aware of their organization, though. I didn't go on the Psychodrome. Is the Psychodrome, is that the one at Knoebel? Or is that, there's one at Lake Canopy. Wilku says, would you consider going to a convention based on a fandom you're on a part of to learn more about it, like anime or furries? I mean, yeah, I'd be willing to do that. LC, thank you for the super chat. Says, I can't believe you rode TT2. Watching your reaction was the best. My boyfriend and I rewatched your reaction several times. It was that good. Yeah, it was like, I closed my eyes as I was going up. And then once I got to the top, I'm like, I at least need to like open my eyes to see what the view looks like. And I opened my eyes and I was terrified. Ashley Autopsy says, I need to come back to Holiday World. I do want to get to Holiday World. I want to see their new Gravy roller coaster. So Holiday World, so it's in Santa Claus, Indiana. So it started out as like a Santa Claus park, like a Christmas themed park. And then they started adding other holidays. So they have different sections. They have like 4th of July, Halloween, and they have a Thanksgiving section. And for whatever reason, like the Thanksgiving section must be where they have all the extra room, because all the new stuff goes in the Thanksgiving section. So it's like half the park is themed after Thanksgiving at this point. It's kind of funny. hollow swings. Yeah. The Halloween section, there's no dark, like, I can't believe it. There's no Dark Ride or Haunted House in the Halloween section. Like, that seems like such a easy. Alice Martinez, thank you for the super chat, says, what was your favorite ride at Knoebels? Yeah, I like the Haunted Mansion and then Black Diamond are my two faves. Holiday World does not have Easter, St. Patty's Day. Yeah, you'd think they would add more sections instead of just adding everything to the Thanksgiving section. Joshua Davis says, what's your feeling about Steel Curtain being closed at Kennywood? I've never rode Steel Curtain. I don't think I've ever been to the park and Steel Curtain was operating. Is it, when you say closing it, are they getting rid of it? Is it like a ride that's had some problems? They're just not opening it in 2024. Wonder why that is. Oh, it's getting refurbed. Okay. Yeah, rides have to be fixed. It's probably like, honestly, it seems like they've had nagging problems with it. They're probably just trying to get that straightened out. Some of those roller coasters are just cursed. Like the Lightning Rod at Dollywood, where you just can't keep it open. What thoughts about Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket closing? I don't have any particular attachment to it. Robert Shearer says, how come you never do the Cosmotron at Knoebels? What's the Cosmotron? Josh Simpson says, I think you should come to Holiday World if you have not already. It is in southern Indiana. Yeah, I've just been talking about it for the past 20 minutes. Oh, the Cosmotron is Scrambler in the Dark? Okay. I know that I've rode a Scrambler in the Dark before. Ryan says, ride the Skaloosh. Ah, man, I don't know. There's 2 log flumes at Knoebels. I just, getting soaked is a bummer for me. Roadside Express says it's a Music Express, not a Scrambler. Okay, yeah, I have rode that. And it plays music. The Ferret, thank you for the super chat, says, thanks for doing my husband Tom's B-Day on Cameo. You're very welcome. Thank you. Am I close to Carowinds? I'm a few hours from Carowinds, my house. Roosevelt Hills Cemetery says, Jacob, it's awesome meeting you at East Coast Hunters Convention. What did you think of being their first time for East Coast? It was busy. It was full. I just imagine it's going to be massive next year. People turned out, and that was crazy. It was way smaller than Trans World, but I have a suspicion that it may end up being a lot bigger now that they know how many people are willing to come out for it. Experimental prototype channel tomorrow says, what's your opinion of the possibility of Walt Disney World getting rid of Frontierland? I don't know. I didn't know that was on the table. I hadn't really ever thought that was something that could happen. Are they talking about getting rid of Frontier World? Is that something that's legitimately being discussed? David Thomas says, have you done Legoland? Yeah, I've not done Legoland New York. I've done California and Florida. Alice Martinez says, Carpetbagger, what is your favorite park at Walt Disney World? I really like Magic Kingdom. That may be a lame answer, but I think that Magic Kingdom's the best park. J Ram says, you go through Geico for car insurance. What's your experience with them? I mean, I've not had necessarily any negative experience. Jeremy says, Epic Universal make Universal better than Disney. Mate, and I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited about Epic Universe. It's just better for everyone. Like, if I think with Universal upping their game, it'll make Disney up their game. And I think, the fans, the tourists, we will benefit from them trying to one-up each other. Josh says, Natural Bridge Caverns, will you visit? I've been there a long time ago. I don't think I've ever filmed it. I don't know. Like, I don't know about caves. Nate's here and there says, sounds crazy, but I'm going to ride the golden loop that used to be at Carowinds. It's White Lightning in South Africa. Thank you for the super chat. It's crazy, like, how roller coasters, like, end up in, like, faraway different countries. You think it'd be really hard to take apart a roller coaster and ship it to a different country. Like, from North Carolina to South Africa, that's a long distance. Ryan says, Disney and Universal are meant to be enjoyed, no one needs to be tribalistic and pick one or the other. I mean, that's how I feel. I like them both. I don't feel reason, I don't see any reason to, like, side with one corporation over the next. I mean, maybe you like one park a little more than the other, but it's silly that you feel somehow loyalty. I mean, they're not paying, unless they're paying your salary, unless they're paying you, like what you like. Caitlin's turn. Thank you for the super chat. Johnny 85 says, will you ride the triple looper in Indiana Beach? I don't think so. They don't let you ride. They wouldn't let me have my GoPro last time I was there, so. I only ride roller coasters if I'm allowed to film. Leslie Jean says, medieval cage fights, June 8th at Nashville Municipal Auditorium. Cage fights? Medieval cage fights? Tractors and Horses, you need to check out famous Monster Pizza, Decatur, Indiana. Awesome pizza, great horror movie theming. I've not heard of Monster Pizza. Starfisher says they should make camera glasses you can wear while riding rides. Like you can sneak camera glasses onto a ride. I just, it's against the rules. Like, so I don't want to get. I'm not going to film on rides that I'm going to get in trouble. That's going to be an issue. Like, I don't want to get banned from parks. Lisa Pratt says, you excited for the new park called America Heartland? I think I might go to that. I've not heard of that. Henry Johanna says, are there YouTubers that have gotten banned from parks? Yes, there have. Abby Tubes is, how many different pairs of Crocs do I own? I mean, it's like rotating, because I'm like, I wear them out and I throw them away and I get new ones. Ryan says, theme parks should just follow suit with SeaWorld, Busch Gardens doing GoPros, then coasters can be filmed safely. I mean, that's what I believe. I believe if you let people do it in a safe way, then you're less likely to have people trying to film in unsafe ways. Like, unfortunately, the reason they have the reason they have those rules is because people do dumb stuff, like pull out their phones on roller coasters, which don't ever do. You can't hang on to a phone on a roller coaster. I mean, maybe like a super mild roller coaster, but it's not worth it. It's kind of like you're better off using a camera, like on a roller coaster. Like I've filmed on like Wild Mouses and things like that with a regular camera, but like, holding a phone is like really awkward. Like you don't realize it, but like, you don't have a grip on it like this, a whole phone, you're like trying to like palm it like this. It's just meant to, it's just designed to fly out of your hand. Susan Cox asked if I can get permission from Cedar Fair. No, they don't really give out permission. They let me do the media event at Top Thrill, so I was excited about that. So, I'm grateful. I'm not going to complain. I mean, I wish they would change their mind, but I'm not going to like call them out or complain about it. Yeah, like most Disney rides, they let you use anything you want. And Jesus, can we see Carpetbagger on a... See Carpetbagger on a cute cruise? I don't know if I really want to go on a cruise. I may do it just for the experience, so I can just know what it's like, but I'm just really not excited about the idea of going on a cruise. Verge Skeptic says, this lady ruined the experience for me on a ride because every 10 seconds, someone on a speaker would keep telling her to put her phone away. Yeah, that is super annoying, especially like if they're getting called out and they don't listen. Like, ideally, Jay Ram says, rip to the fan meetup on the cruise. Yeah, once upon a time, tried doing a fan meetup on a cruise. Bunch of people said they were interested, and then when it came down to it, literally no one bought a ticket, so it didn't happen. Photo Dodo, have you ever thought about strapping a GoPro to you on the rides? Like I said, there's most parks don't allow. Well, I don't know what most, maybe most don't allow you to strap a GoPro on. Ashley Autopsy says it was nice to meet you. It was nice meeting you at the Fear Expo in Owensboro, Kentucky. How'd you like it? I had a good time there. Bearded Voice Guy, what's your advice to someone who wants to travel full time? I mean, travel full time. Make the sacrifices. Being able to do things like this don't come without a price. Like, give up other things in your life. If it's the one thing you care about, make it happen. Blue Sky says the hardest day in your diet on the road. Yeah, it's hard. It's much easier much easier when you're home and have more control over your diet and your refrigerator. Jay Ram says, how were you able to afford doing this when it first started, when the audience wasn't there and watch and get paid too? I mean, I wasn't traveling as far or as much, but like traveling is what I cared about. Like it's where I spent every spare dollar I had. I stayed in cheap hotels, drive 9-10 hours in a day. It just was that important to me. I wasn't making money off of it. I just wanted to do it. And eventually I got lucky enough where I was making enough money to break even, where I could cover my expenses by traveling. I thought then, well, hey, I made it. And at that point, at some point I got lucky enough where I was able to make enough where I could make it my full-time career. And here I am. It takes sacrifice. Like that's just part of what it is to be, I don't know, I think to be successful in anything, a lot of it is sacrifice. You just gotta put a lot of work into it, put a lot of effort into it, and accept that you may get absolutely nothing back. I mean, I'm sure people don't want to hear this, but like, if you want to have balance in your life, if you want to do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, I mean, it's probably not likely that, you're going to be able to do something like this. It takes like the elimination of everything else. What do you want to do when you want to retire? I think about doing nothing. Like that's what I think about. Some people retire and then they travel around the country. I think I want to adopt a Maine Coon. You should see Creed on tour, but I don't like Creed. I mean, I'd love to have my own attraction. I don't know, like, it is a dream, but I don't know anything about running a business, so that could be that could be an impediment to that. Voidy says I need the story behind the sideburns. I mean, there's no real story. They just grew in. Ryan says, "Do you think you'll write a book one day, similar to how Justin Scar did? He just put out his book." I don't know. I don't know. I don't know much. I saw Justin put out a book. I don't really know what it's about, or I think it's cool. I think it's awesome. Like, I think it's awesome that, you know, that he did. Went out on a limb, did something unique. I think that's awesome. I've only met Justin like 2 or 3 times, but he's really someone that marches the beat of their own drum. Like, doesn't let himself be pigeonholed. He does things how he wants to do them, and I think that's awesome. Our family says, "How awesome is the new Boo Blast makeover?" It looks good. I'm just happy everything works. Ryan wants me to say, "Buy my book." Buy my book. Buy my book. I don't know. I don't know about writing a book. I don't know what I have to put in a book. I feel like my thoughts, my ideas are too scattered that you know, maybe. I mean, there's always a maybe. Henry Joanna says, "What do you do on the road off camera? Go to movies, read comics." No, no. I'll tell you what I do off camera. I sleep and I edit. Occasionally, occasionally, and let me be really clear about this. Occasionally, I will watch something on my phone. Um, I don't have time to do anything. Like, I don't have time to go anywhere. Maybe I'll stop and eat dinner. Like, that's the most. But yeah, J Ram put it here: sleep, edit, repeat. Yeah, film, edit, sleep, repeat is pretty much majority of my life. Do I have any other hobbies? I don't have any time for any other hobbies. This was my hobby, and now it's my life. So now I have no hobby. Mark Bartlett says, "I'm going to Canada's Wonderland in June. Any recommendations for the park?" Canada's Wonderland is good. It's a huge park, a lot of fun. Um, you said you're going in June, so you want to have this problem. I went to Winterfest at Carowinds, and it was a lot of fun. It's their Christmas celebration. There, it was so cold. I mean, it's Canada. It was so cold. I was like there for like 5 hours, and I was just freezing the whole time. And they have people like riding roller coasters and stuff in this freezing weather. Oh my gosh. Where did I get my Joe Dirt mannequin? My friend Paul, who's I've shown him my videos. He has the lives in the Oklahoma Wonder House. He's an artist, and you know, he builds these figures. He his house is like a literal wonderland. Like he will just redo his house one day. He's like, yeah, I want my dining room to be a McDonald's, or I want a Waffle House in my garage, or uh, I want the living room to be a pirate ship, and then he just does it, just because he loves doing it. He's just the kind of person that just lives to create. Will I be reading Justin's book? I haven't read a book in probably over a decade, so probably not. Which state is the worst rest stops? Kentucky used to have gross rest stops, but I think they redid them all. Most states have decent rest stops. So some states like don't have rest stops. Oh, got a super chat there. Blue Sky, thank you for the super chat. Says you are amazing, little dancing pair. All right. Well, I do have to finish editing my video for tomorrow. So I'm going to get that edited. I think I'm going to get some sleep. And any updates on new merch? No, I'll be home for a little bit, so maybe I could sit down and think about that. I think Jen's gonna be helping me out. All right, guys. I appreciate it. I saw a Cybertruck on the road. I didn't have the capability of filming it or taking a picture, but I saw a Cybertruck out there. It looked weird. But thank you guys so much. And until next time, this one's in the bag.